Hello, today we're going to be taking a look at selective permeability within the cells. So the cell membrane, which is this image right here, acts as a barrier between the external and internal environments of the cell. So that's why I drew that little traffic signal, because it mediates what can come in and what could exit the cell. And it's able to do this because of its structure. So if we take a closer look at this little membrane that I drew, these almost like little fish-looking pictures are phospholipids, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have these blue things, which are proteins. This is an integral protein, which means it spans the membrane and goes throughout it. And this is a peripheral protein, which is just kind of like on the edge, the outside bit. And then we also have these little pieces called cholesterol. And also in the cell membrane are glycolipids and glycoproteins, which just are like proteins and lipids that kind of extend out, and they're used in cell signaling. So how does the cell direct traffic, and what are those phospholipids? So if we're taking a look here, these phospholipids are right here. So these phospholipids have a phosphate head, which are hydrophilic. So that means that they are water almost loving. They like to be water, so they orient themselves toward water. So that's why they're kind of facing out, because if you can imagine the water outside of a cell and inside of a cell, that's why they face that way. Then you have hydrophobic tails. So when you think of like a phobia, you don't like water, so these tails orient themselves inward, and that's how they kind of create the membrane. And so this is important because that kind of helps direct what can go in and out. And so what can go in and out of the cell, I have a few images here. So small, uncharged, non-polar molecules can enter the cell, but large, charged polar molecules cannot. So things like ions and larger things cannot. But we know that a lot of larger or polar things do get in the cell, and that's because that little blue piece right there, we have integral proteins that span the membrane, and that's how larger molecules can get in. And also when we think of water, it can travel through a different type of protein channel called aquaporins. So that's just a little bit on selective permeability today. Thank you.